Hello everyone, and welcome back to Lady Show English. I'm so glad you're here today. In this video, we're going to explore a fascinating aspect of Japanese culture that many travelers find both exciting and a little scary. We'll talk about visiting Japanese hot springs, also called onsen. This topic will help you learn useful travel vocabulary and understand an important part of Japanese tradition. So let's dive in. Imagine this scene. You're in northern Japan on a cold winter day. Snow is falling outside, and you're about to experience something completely new. You walk into a locker room, take off all your clothes, and step into a room full of steam. Around you are other people, and everyone is completely naked. This might sound uncomfortable, but in Japan, this is a normal part of daily life. Today, we're going to learn about the Japanese hot spring culture and why it's such an important experience for visitors to Japan. Before we go further, let me teach you an important word. The word onsen means a hot spring bath in Japanese. It comes from natural hot water that is heated by the earth. These baths have been part of Japanese culture for more than 1,000 years. Now, let's explore what makes onsen so special. Japanese hot springs have a long and interesting history. They are mentioned in ancient Japanese texts from the 8th century. In the past, onsen were considered sacred places. Only important people in society could use them. People believed the mineral-rich water had special powers to heal the body and purify the spirit. The phrase mineral-rich water means water that contains natural minerals like calcium and sulfur, which are good for your health. During the Edo period, which lasted from 1603 to 1868, onsen culture changed. They became more like social gathering places, similar to the ancient Roman baths. People from all levels of society could visit and relax together. This transformation made onsen an important part of everyday Japanese life. Today, there are more than 3,000 onsen locations across Japan, from small local bathhouses in quiet towns to large resort complexes in tourist areas. Let me explain an important grammar structure here. When we say from, to, we're showing a range or transition. For example, from 1603 to 1868 shows a time period, and from small local bathhouses to large resort complexes shows a variety of options. This is a very useful pattern for describing changes or ranges in English. Now let's learn some specific vocabulary related to onsen. There are different types of baths you might encounter. An uchiyu is an indoor bath, while a rotenburo is an outdoor bath. The outdoor baths are especially popular because you can enjoy beautiful natural scenery while you soak in the hot water. Imagine sitting in warm water while snowflakes fall around you or while looking at mountains in the distance. It's a magical experience. Another related word is sento. Many people confuse sento with onsen, but they're actually different. A sento is a public bathhouse that uses regular heated water, not natural hot spring water. Sento are usually found in cities and were originally created for people who didn't have bathrooms in their homes. Both onsen and sento require you to bathe naked with other people of the same gender, but only onsen use natural geothermal water. Here's a useful phrase pattern. Confuse it with be means to mistake one thing for another. For example, students often confuse effect with effect. This is a common pattern when talking about things that are similar but different. This idea of distinguishing between similar yet distinct concepts can also apply to cultural practices, such as public bathing, where initial discomfort may arise from unfamiliarity. For many Western visitors, the idea of bathing naked with strangers feels very uncomfortable at first. This nervousness is completely natural. In many Western cultures, nudity is considered private, so the experience can feel strange. However, experts and frequent visitors say that this feeling disappears quickly once you understand the cultural context. One bathhouse expert from France shares her experience. She explains that at first, she felt shy undressing in front of both friends and strangers. But then she realized something important. She was the only person thinking about nudity. Everyone else was simply washing, chatting, or relaxing. They weren't paying attention to other people's bodies at all. This realization helped her relax completely. The key phrase here is pay attention to, which means to focus on or notice something. In this case, people in onsen don't pay attention to others' bodies because it's so normal for them. This is an important phrasal verb you can use in many situations, like please pay attention to the instructions or she doesn't pay attention to negative comments. This lack of focus on others' appearances in onsen naturally fosters an environment of acceptance and comfort, which is a hallmark of the culture. One of the most beautiful aspects of onsen culture is the sense of body acceptance it creates. In many parts of the world, people feel pressure to have perfect bodies. But in Japanese bathhouses, everyone comes as they are. Young and old, different body types and shapes, all share the same space with mutual respect. As one expert says, this is probably the only place where you truly forget about body insecurities. The phrase body insecurities refers to negative feelings about your physical appearance. Many people worry about their weight, their skin, or other physical features. But the onsen environment helps people let go of these worries. After just a few minutes, most visitors find that the discomfort disappears. They stop thinking about being naked and instead focus on the wonderful feeling of soaking in the hot mineral water. This connects to an important cultural concept. In Japanese culture, onsen visits are about purification and renewal, not about appearance. The experience teaches us that our bodies are simply bodies, worthy of care and respect regardless of how they look. This lesson in acceptance is something many visitors carry with them long after they leave Japan. Now let's discuss the practical side of visiting an onsen. There are specific rules you need to follow, and understanding them will help you feel more confident. Don't worry, the rules are quite simple once you know them. The most important principle is consideration for others. This means being thoughtful about how your actions affect the people around you. One well-known rule concerns tattoos. Traditionally, many onsen don't allow visitors with tattoos because in Japan, tattoos have historical associations with organized crime. However, this rule is changing. Some modern onsen now welcome tattooed guests, recognizing that in other cultures, tattoos are simply a form of self-expression. If you have tattoos, it's best to check the onsen's policy before visiting, or be prepared to cover them with special sleeves or bandages. Let me explain the phrase associated with or associations with. This means a connection or link between two things. For example, green is associated with nature or roses are associated with love. In this case, tattoos were historically associated with criminal groups in Japan, which is why the rule existed. Let me walk you through the complete process of visiting an onsen, step by step. First, when you arrive at the entrance, you'll need to remove your shoes and place them in a locker. Then you'll pay a small fee at the counter, usually around 500 yen, which is about $3. This is very affordable for such a special experience. Next, you'll enter the changing room, which is separated by gender. Men and women have completely separate facilities. In the changing room, you'll undress completely and store your clothes in a locker. You'll take a small towel with you into the bathing area. This towel is important, but remember you should never put it into the bath water. Most people place it on their head or on the side of the bath. Before entering the hot spring pools, you must wash your entire body thoroughly. You'll sit on a small plastic stool at a shower station and use soap and shampoo to clean yourself completely. This is a very important rule. You must rinse off all the soap before you get into the shared bath. This keeps the water clean for everyone. If you have long hair, you should tie it up so it doesn't touch the water. The phrase thoroughly means completely or very carefully. It's an important adverb that shows you're doing something with care and attention to detail. For example, clean the kitchen thoroughly means to clean every part carefully, not just a quick wipe. After you've washed, you're ready to enter the hot spring pools. The water temperature is carefully regulated by law. It's usually between 34 and 42 degrees Celsius, which is about 93 to 107 degrees Fahrenheit. This is quite hot, so you might need a moment to adjust. Lower yourself into the water slowly and find a comfortable position. Once you're in the water, you can simply relax and enjoy the experience. Some people sit quietly and meditate. Others chat softly with friends or family members. The atmosphere is generally calm and peaceful. Many onsen have both indoor and outdoor pools, and the outdoor baths are especially wonderful. Picture yourself sitting in hot water under a starry sky, or watching snow fall around you while you stay warm and comfortable. It's a truly memorable moment. The health benefits of onsen water are well documented. The mineral-rich water helps relieve muscle tension, which means it makes your tight, sore muscles feel better. It also improves circulation, helping blood flow more easily through your body. Many people find that their skin feels softer and healthier after bathing in onsen water. These benefits are part of why Japanese people have valued onsen for centuries. Let me point out a useful sentence structure here. When we say helps relieve or helps improve, we're using the pattern help plus base verb. This shows that something makes a positive action easier or more effective. For example, exercise helps reduce stress or reading helps improve vocabulary. Visiting an onsen is much more than just taking a bath. It's a window into Japanese cultural values. The practice reflects important principles like respect for nature, community harmony, and the importance of cleanliness. Japanese people view onsen as a place to renew both body and spirit, to wash away the stress of daily life and reconnect with what's essential. This cultural practice also teaches us about different attitudes toward the human body. In many Western societies, nudity is sexualized or seen as shameful. But in Japanese onsen culture, nudity is simply natural and neutral. It's not about attractiveness or judgment. It's about accepting ourselves and others as we are. This perspective can be surprisingly liberating for visitors who are used to different cultural norms. The word liberating means giving you a feeling of freedom. It comes from the verb liberate, which means to set free. When we say an experience is liberating, we mean it helps you feel less restricted or worried. For example, traveling alone can be liberating, or learning to swim was a liberating experience for her. Visiting an onsen for the first time can feel just as liberating, freeing you from everyday stresses in a soothing, natural setting. If you're planning your first onsen visit, here are some helpful tips to make the experience smoother. First, don't worry if you don't speak much Japanese. Most of the process is very intuitive, which means you can understand it by watching and following what others do. Many onsen now have some English signage, and staff members are usually very kind and patient with foreign visitors. Second, most bathhouses provide the essentials like shampoo, soap, and towel rentals if you need them. So even if you arrive empty-handed, you'll be fine. However, some people prefer to bring their own toiletries, especially if they have sensitive skin or particular product preferences. Both options are perfectly acceptable. Third, remember that everyone around you has been a first-timer at some point. Japanese people understand that the experience might be new for you, and they're generally very welcoming. If you make a small mistake with the etiquette, don't feel embarrassed. Just correct it and move on. The most important thing is to show respect and consideration for others, and to approach the experience with an open mind and a willing heart. The phrase open mind is an important idiom in English. It means being willing to consider new ideas or experiences without prejudice. For example, travel requires an open mind, or approach the problem with an open mind. This attitude is essential for cultural learning and personal growth. Embracing an open mind will also enrich related cultural experiences in Japan, allowing you to fully appreciate the traditions that extend beyond the onsen itself. While we're discussing Japanese bathing culture, it's worth mentioning some related experiences you might encounter during your travels in Japan. Many traditional Japanese inns, called ryokan, have their own onsen facilities. Staying at a ryokan gives you a complete cultural immersion, including sleeping on tatami mats, wearing yukata robes, and enjoying traditional multi-course meals called kaiseki. Another related experience is the foot bath, or a Siou in Japanese. These are smaller pools where you can soak just your feet while remaining fully clothed. Foot baths are perfect for people who aren't ready for the full onsen experience, or for quick relaxation during sightseeing. You'll find them in many tourist areas, train stations, and parks, often free to use. Japan also has sand baths and mud baths in certain regions, where the natural thermal heat warms the sand or mud. These unique experiences offer different therapeutic benefits and are especially popular in coastal areas like Ibusuki in Kyushu. Each region of Japan has its own special bathing traditions, making onsen culture wonderfully diverse. Let's review some key vocabulary and phrases we've learned today. First, we have onsen, the Japanese hot spring bath with natural geothermal water. Then sento, the public bathhouse with regular heated water. We learned mineral-rich, which describes water containing beneficial natural minerals. We discussed body insecurities, the negative feelings people have about their physical appearance. We also covered several useful phrases. Pay attention to means to focus on or notice something. Associated with describes a connection between two things. From, to. Shows a range or transition. And helps relieve or helps improve shows that something makes a positive action easier. These phrases are valuable beyond just this topic, and you can use them in many different contexts when speaking or writing English. Additionally, we learned words like thoroughly, which means completely or carefully, and liberating, which describes something that gives you a feeling of freedom. The idiom open mind describes being willing to try new experiences without prejudice. These words and phrases will help you discuss not just travel experiences, but many aspects of culture, health, and personal growth. As we finish today's lesson, I want to emphasize one final message. The onsen experience teaches us something valuable that goes beyond language learning. It shows us that stepping outside our comfort zone can lead to wonderful discoveries. What seems scary or uncomfortable at first often becomes meaningful and memorable. This is true not just for traveling in Japan, but for learning English and for life in general. Many visitors say that their first onsen experience was transformative. They discovered a sense of freedom and body acceptance that's rare in our modern world. They learned that cultural differences, rather than being obstacles, can be opportunities for personal growth. And they found that sometimes, the most rewarding experiences come from doing things that initially make us nervous. So if you ever have the chance to visit a Japanese hot spring, I encourage you to try it. Yes, it requires courage to step out of your comfort zone. But the rewards, both cultural and personal, are absolutely worth it. You'll gain not just a story to tell, but a deeper understanding of Japanese culture and perhaps even a new perspective on yourself. Thank you so much for watching today's video on Japanese hot spring culture. I hope you learned some useful vocabulary and gained insight into this fascinating aspect of Japanese life. Here at Lady Show English, we focus on bringing you real-world English through topics like health, food, travel, business, technology, and environmental news. We believe that learning English should be connected to your life and interests, making it both practical and enjoyable. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future lessons. Your support really helps us continue creating content for learners like you. Do you have any questions about onsen culture or any other topics you'd like us to cover? Leave a comment below. I read all of them and I love hearing from you. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and remember that every new experience is an opportunity to grow. This is Lady Show English, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.